Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 56 of the TEW 2020 UJPW series here on the channel. That is the Excite Series Tour in 1998. And what a main event we have. The All Asia Heavyweight Champion taking on the UJPW Grand Heavyweight Champion. And of course, Shinya Hashimoto taking on Big Van Vader. What a fun match, though, that will be. Because, Vader beat him during the All Asia Heavyweight title tournament. That was, September? August or September, either way. A couple of months back. And to think that now where these two men are at, as far as Hashimoto beating Kaishimoto, being the guy to beat Kaishimoto, and also, for Vader, he's got a chance to be a double champion. Hey, thanks a lot, Windows Update, for bumping that in there. I was on a roll. Yeah, this is, I think this is a very, very big tour for the company as far as the amount of money we have brought in now is pretty nuts. We now have a new, as far as a TV deal as well. No more on Telemundo as now. Let me see what would be the best way. We'll just wait until we go to the actual event. You'll see it. But it's a big network. I cannot believe it. It's CBS. So I can only imagine CBS on I think we have the late evening time slot. I don't think we have the prime time slot. But my God, imagine just all Japan, New Japan Pro Wrestling on CBS in 1998. What a time that would have been. But yeah, we're pretty excited to see this show as far as because not only the main event, but a co-main event in Masahiro Chono and Kaiji Muto versus Mitsuha Masawa and Ken Kobashi for the UJPW Tag Team titles. What a matchup that shall be, and obviously with Masahiro Chono and Kaiji Muto, if they have a big night, and so does Big Van Vader, the NWO is right back at it again. So that should be pretty fantastic. We also are going to have a UJPW Unified Junior Heavyweight title matchup as Eddie Guerrero taking on the Great Sasuke. Of course, Sasuke being the guy that, as far as now a part of the UJPW, or not part of the UJPW, now a part of the NWO, and is the first NWO member to be the Junior Heavyweight Champion. So, again, if he retains as well, another major night for the NWO. Also going to have an All Asia Tag Team title matchup as well. Pegasus, Dean Malenko taking on Hiroshi Hase and Kensuke Sasaki. What a match that shall be. As I think stylistically they match up pretty relatively well. Like Dean and Hase, obviously the size advantage for Hase, but they kind of stylistically match up well. And then Wild Pegasus and Kensuke Sasaki again. Kensuke's just a lot bigger than him, but stylistically I think it could work out well. Then the Holy Demon Army New World Order matchup, I believe this is because there's a 6-man and then there's an 8-man. I think this is the 8-man. I think the Holy Demon Army believe that will be. Oh no, that'll probably be a 6-man because Masato Fuchino Okawa's in the next matchup. So it's a 6-man. It's the Holy Demon Army of Toshaku Wada, Kiritawa, with Masato Tanaka taking on the New World Order, and Mike Awesome, Bam Bam Bigelow, and Too Cold Scorpio. Then we also going to have, or I believe it might even be Yuji Nagata. It might not even be Too Cold Scorpio. I think it's Yuji Nagata for that matchup. And for the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team title matchup, it's a Super Generation Army versus Holy Demon Army matchup, so that's fun. Koji Kanemoto and Seo Shikuchi taking on Fuchin Ogawa. That should be a banger as far as some juniors of yesteryear, if you will. Thinking of those guys, obviously Fuchin Ogawa been here since day one, and Kikuchi as well, and then obviously Koji Kanemoto coming over and being Tiger Mask for a bit now. He's just Koji Kanemoto, but that's a fun little junior heavyweight tag team title matchup though, and I think that's in a good spot for it as well. British Combat Club, it's the Blonde Squad. This is an 8-man. Actually, it might even be a 10-man, because I think it might be a 10-man. I'm thinking about it, but I'm pretty sure Doug Williams isn't on the card. Either way, it's either going to be a 10-man with everybody at British Combat Club. So obviously Norman, Regal, Johnny Smith, Dave Taylor, and Doug Williams, or not Doug Williams. And then for Blonde Squad, Stan Hansen, Dan Spivey, Johnny Ace, then Chris Candido, and then Jericho if need be. But I'm pretty sure it's a 10-man. So that's gonna be a fun 10-man though. That's a talented lineup in that 10-man tag. And then the opener, Los Pravanos versus New World Order, and that's also that's a 6-man matchup as well. As Los Pravanos, Headhunters, and Vampiro, and then I believe it's Nagata with Tenkoji. I believe it might be Too Cold Scorpio and Tenkoji, but I want to say that is the the lineup for that. As far as that's a hell of a card, I really do think Eddie and Sasuke is going to be a great match, and Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko against Hase and Kensuke Sasaki is going to be a great one as well. Chono Muno against Masamu Kobashi honestly could have been the main event, because I think it's going to be a better match than the main event is, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Also, the tour goals, a lot of Holy Demon Army, New World Order, multi-man matches you see, but there's also going to be a number one contendership matchup for the junior heavyweight title, which is why Eddie's taking on Sasuke. It's going to be Hayabusa versus Eddie Guerrero. That's going to be taking place on night 2. Also going to have a fun little 6-man as far as a Holy Demon Army, Super Generation Army team-up on night 8. It's Hashimoto's teaming up with Masamu Kobashi, so the champions taking on the challengers in a 6-man as the NWO Big Van Vader, Masahiro Chono, and Kaiji Muto. That's going to be a fun 6-man that we'll see on the tour. But yeah, it's 10 tour days plus the final show, so 11 shows overall. As far as we do have a couple of people about to leave to go, training for an MMA fight, so that's unfortunate that we're going to be down a couple of people, but at least with Ogawa, we should be able to book him for a good bit of this tour, and same thing for Ogawa, and obviously Kiyoshi Demore is going to be pretty much ready to go this tour, and probably the next one as well, so that's going to be nice to see. Yeah, let's get right into night 1. Everything's pre-booked, so again, we can just kind of click and play. There's not a whole lot of needing of just kind of a thought as far as to put together a show. We've done that hard part already, but Taue passing on psychology to Masato Tanaka, as always, it seems like. Let's see, we're going to run the show. But yeah, you see there, CBS, as that is just massive. Huge in America, huge in Canada. We need to somehow get to Canada, Mexico, Europe. That'd be nice for Australia, and don't really care about India, but that would be nice, though. We might potentially end up running a U.S. show. I thought long and hard about it, and I was like, man, I don't think that's the right call. I want to keep this kind of as realistic as I can, but now we're getting broadcast on CBS, so, realism has been thrown out the window. We're not just on Nippon TV anymore, so it probably makes sense to bring in a U.S. tour, either going into the new millennium, or even just 1998 even, we could probably get away with it. But yeah, the main event for this night 1 show, so we have Hashimoto Masato Tanaka against Big Van Vader and Too Cold Scorpio. That's a fun little matchup. Also, New World Order, Super Generation Army. I believe that's going to be our main event. That was a 6-man tag. Chono, Muto, Yuji Nagata against Kobashi, Masawa, and Jun Akiyama's going to beat Yuji Nagata. That's a fun 6-man, though. That is pretty stacked. Hashimoto Masato Tanaka against the New World Order, Big Van Vader, and Too Cold Scorpio, as Masato Tanaka is going to beat Too Cold Scorpio. Then we will have... Oh yeah, probably Wild Pegasus, Dean Malenko, and Eddie Guerrero against Hiroshi Hase, Kensuke Sasaki, and Hayabusa. So a nice little teaming there. Obviously, we know, as far as how Eddie and Hayabusa are going to have their number 1 contendership matchup on the very next show, and then obviously the All Asia title tag team title matchup build as well happening. So nice little 2 birds, 1 stone matchup, if you will. But Wild Pegasus is going to be beating Hiroshi Hase. So that's a big win for the challengers. Now we're kind of getting into... I think it's probably going to be the Golden Cosmic Kings against Los Pavanos, Psychosis, and Damien, as Super Astro is going to get the win there. It's a 10-man matchup. Then we'll have Johnny Smith, Dave Taylor against the Blonde Squad, or the Blonde Crushers, as Candida's going to beat Dave Taylor. 16-minute matchup. That's a nice little match, though, to be honest. Yeah, that should actually go over pretty well. Shudo against Hideki Ozaka and Satoru Ozako, as that's Naoki Sano, Nosamu Nishimura. They're going to have excellent chemistry against Hideki Ozaka and Satoru Ozako, but yeah, Naoki Sano going to get the win. We're giving them a good bit of time, though, 18 minutes. I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll just roll with it. Scott Norton versus Ogawa will go here. So obviously Scott Norton's going to beat the Young Lion, and then Kashinaka and Tomoishi against Akatoshi Saito and Dogi Makabe. Zichi's going to beat Makabe. Young Lions colliding there in that matchup, but yeah, I think that's going to be a pretty solid card. I think it's really top heavy more than anything. But yes, as far as where we should run this show, that is a good question. Yeah, it looks like we're going to start off at the Star Lanes. That works for me. Works for me. We'll see how the opener runs up 46. That's pretty brutal. Yeah, Akatoshi Saito and Dogi Makabe. No chemistry there. That's unfortunate. At least the right team wins because of that. As Kashinaka with a 58. 27 for Tomoishi. almost in the 30s. Maybe by the time the series ends, he'll be out of the 30s. Just maybe. Scott Norton, though, beating Ogawa with the Flash Breaker 948. Nice win for Scott Norton. 72 for Nuki Sano and Sama Nishimura against Adora Osaka and Hideki Osaka. Obviously, Nuki Sano killing it, but also Sama Nishimura outperforming Osaka and Osako as well. The Scoop Brainbuster win for Nuki Sano. Nice little win there. 74 for Johnny Smith and Dave Taylor against Candido and Johnny Ace. Johnny Smith did outperform him, but obviously Dave Taylor not on the same level as everybody else, and hence why he takes the fall there. As Candido with a blonde bombshell over Dave Taylor. Hell yeah. 72 for the Golden King and Super Astro against Damien and Psychosis. The Astro Scissors for Super Astro. Crazy Golden King with 63, though. Shot him out. Killing it. I love our luchadors that we have, though. We're pretty stacked with some great talent as far as with luchadors. Pretty awesome. 83 for the six-man of Eddie, Dean, and Wild Pegasus against Hayabusa, Keisuke Sasaki, and Roshase. Wild Pegasus was the worst guy in the match. Probably shouldn't have him beat Keisuke Sasaki, but it is what it is. Plus, getting a Wild Bomb, Power Bomb, too. Pretty sick. The big motherfucker to be picking up. 77, though, for the Shin Hashimoto Masato Tanaka matchup against Too Cold Scorpio and Big Van Vader, as Tanaka pinning Too Cold Scorpio with the Tornado DDT. I kind of hate that finish. Too Cold Scorpio probably should have got the win there, but it is what it is, as Hashimoto's head and shoulders above everybody else. And our main event's in 88, as the NWO losing to the Super Generation Army's Jun Akiyama with the wrist clutch Death Valley Driver over Yuji Nagata. He was the weak link. They had a 67. Worst guy in the match. Jun Akiyama was 79. But yeah, solid stuff there. Obviously, I cannot wait for that tag team title matchup, though. That should be a banger. So yeah, 86 because of that main event. Thank God. As yeah, on to night 2 we go. Alrighty, night 2. We'll have the main event be Eddie and Hayabusa. It feels like that's the best case scenario kind of main event, but Taue again passing on Psychology to Masato Tanaka. As let's go with, yeah, we'll go with the Osundai Sun Plaza here. It'd be close, but I think this is the right call to just run the Sendai Sun Plaza. So yeah, Eddie Hayabusa, obviously we know Eddie's gonna win, but that's a little 24-minute matchup there. Obviously those two were super fucking talented, and that should be a hell of a match. Coming event though, Masao and Kanemoto against Kawada and Fuchi. Koji Kanemoto gonna be beating Masao Fuchi, so that's a nice little win there for Koji Kanemoto, just setting up for the junior tag team title match. But also, I really like that splitting up these two tag matches, could have just had a big ass 4-way, but to split it up into two different tag matches, and Taue's gonna be Kikuchi there. I just feel like that makes a lot more sense. Miracle Violence Alliance against the Can-Am Express, as the Can-Am Express will win. Doug Furnace is going to beat Gary Albright. That's a pretty big card, to be honest. I mean, we've had some major matches already added. We'll add Ultimo Dragon Super Astro against the Titanic Powers, as well as Ultimo Dragon's going to get the win. In 20 minutes, Mike Awesome, Bam Bam Bigelow versus the Headhunters. Another big-ass tag match, literally just the size of these 4 men. Gotta reinforce this goddamn ring, but Bigelow's going to get the win. He's going to struggle a bit with his stamina, but we figured that was going to happen. The Kano brothers is wild and ready, as Manabu Nakanishi is going to beat George Kano. We're really going to try to push Manabu Nakanishi now. He's got to get some major wins. And Akira Raijin, losing to Bobby Fulton, is Akira Raijin making his debut at a All Japan Dojo guy. Now, obviously, with the UJPW Dojo, now he is in the flock for us, and we'll see how he does in his debut. Not expecting a whole lot, but you never know. Yeah, 26, that's about right. His fantastic flip from Bobby Fulton, getting the win in 10 minutes. 66 for Nakanishi and Yoshihiro Takayama, against Shuji Takano and George Takano again. Just 50s and 49s from the Wild and Ready team, but Nakanishi pinning George Takano, though, is nice to see. He was head and shoulders above everybody else with George Kano as a bruised tailbone from Bam Bam Bigelow here, as he gets on with the greetings from Asbury Park. Headhunters, though, and Mike Awesome did really well, just Bigelow. He's tired towards the end, it is just brutal. But it was a decent little matchup, though, at least for what we were needing. 78, though, for Ultimo Dragon Super Astro against Scott Norton and Big Titan. Ultimo Dragon with the side DDT over Big Titan in 20 minutes. Again, that Super Astro Ultimo Dragon team is pretty legit. As always, this is a hell of a match. Miracle Man's Alliance against the Can-Am Express. Only Gary Albright, struggled on this one. Everybody else did their part. But Doug Furnace with a Frankenstein over Gary Albright is a massive pop there. That is a major dude. Two major dudes, honestly, as far as size-wise, hitting that move is pretty nuts. TEW pinning Kikuchi with a dynamic bomb in 20 minutes, which, of course, Ogawa's a weak link. There with a 67. TEW, that actually was the worst team out of the two, TEW and Ogawa, but obviously with having Masawa and Kanemoto winning, the next matchup just figured it'd be best to do kind of 50-50 booking there. As Masawa and Kanemoto, they went out the better team, funny enough, as, it was close. It's actually dead even, damn near. They might be like 1 point better, but, yeah, Masawa and Kanemoto. Anyways, Koji Kanemoto with the Koji clutch. He was off his game, though, so they've probably been a lot better had he been, obviously. In the main event, the 79, as Eddie Guerrero with a Brainbuster in 24-25, getting the win over Hayabusa. It is an upset, but Eddie gets a junior heavyweight title matchup against the Great Sasuke. That should be a fun matchup to see. So yeah, what a night 2 that was. It's on to night 3. We go. Alrighty, night 3. As we have a new debut, rather, for this show. You see, there's Chavo Jr., and so that's going to be fun to see how Los Guerreros is going to do. Obviously, we can't actually call them Los Guerreros because it was Eddie and Hector who was the first one, so they're technically the second version of Los Guerreros, which is kind of funny how that works out. But psychology used for Akira Taue passing it on to Masato Tanaka, and then Big Van Vader wants to put over Big Titan. Hell yeah. Big versus big. I love it. But the main event, so we got a Holy Demon Army, New World Order matchup. We'll see, yeah, this is definitely the main. Bigelow, Awesome Invader against Hashimoto and Kawada. And Taue is Big Van Vader is going to beat Taue in 20 minutes. A nice win for the New World Order. British Combat Club, Blonde Squad 6-man tag here. Yeah, Norman, Johnny Smith, Steven Regal against Hanson, Spivey, and Johnny Ace. Johnny Ace is going to beat Johnny Smith. Johnny over Johnny. In that one. Oh, yeah, now it just kind of falls off that fucking cliff after that. My god, we are undercard heavy in this one. I guess we'll go Blonde Bombers, Dave Taylor, and Doug Williams. Jericho's going to beat Doug Williams there. Then Damone Honda, Shinjiro Otani against Eddie and Chavo, as Eddie's going to get the win there. 10 minutes, Tenkoji against Mitsuya Moto and Super Strong Machine. Just a win for Tenkoji there. Mitsuya is going to struggle with that matchup. Then we have the Takanos of George Takano and Shinichi Nakano. So Takano Nagano, but not the OG one from the first save, as Hideki Ozaka and Satoru Ozaka Hideki Ozaka's going to beat George Takano. But Akira versus Psychosis. This is a nice little matchup, actually, as Psychosis is going to beat Akira, who is furious about that. And then Sky Norton will be beating, obviously, Tomoichi. There's another win for Norton. What's going on here? Oh, we don't have a Steel the Show matchup. Whoops. Let's have it be that, I think. Oh, actually, should probably be this. There we go. I mean, that's a solid matchup, though. Obviously, Jericho and Candido are going to do a lot of the heavy lifting in that one. Yeah, we'll run this in Nakajima Sports Center, I guess. Might as well. Alright. Norton beats Ishii with a Flash Breaker in 10:06, a 47 there. Pretty brutal way to start, though. The 58 for the next matchup is Akira losing to Psychosis. Psychosis with the guillotine leg drop. 9:38. The 56 for Shinichi Nakano and George Takano against Satoru Ozaka and Hideki Ozaka. Hideki Ozaka pinning George Takano with the building bomb in 10:07. It's a nice win for Hideki Ozaka and Satoru Ozaka. They needed one for sure, and yeah, George Takano's fallen by the wayside, but at least Shinichi Nakano's doing all right for himself. We probably should have him and Shinichi Nakano team up more in the future as Tenkoji beating Super Strong Machine and Mitsuya Moto. Boy, Mitsuya Moto is pretty bad as he pins him with the Koji Cutter to Satoshi Kojima 9:39. Just a brutal undercard here. Yeah, Chavo debuts with a 15. That's about right. As Eddie and Chavo getting the win as Eddie submits Shinjiro Otani. Definitely the better team, Otani and Damone, but Eddie's the best guy in the match. At least that makes sense. But yeah, we figured Chavo's going to be pretty bad. 15, though, is real bad. So that's going to be great to deal with. It's Chris Candido and Chris Jericho beating Doug Williams and Dave Taylor, as Jericho with the Lion Tamer over Doug Williams in 9:55:80 for the British Combat Club against the Blonde Squad, as Johnny spinning Johnny Smith with the A's Crusher. Yeah, British Combat Club, they were the better team. Probably, should have got the win there, but a nice little upset. The Blonde Squad in 83 for the New World Order versus the Holy Demon Army. It's Vader pitting Talway with the Vader Bomb. You love to see it. Holy Demon Army, though, what a team. 88, 87, and 83 across the board. Just Bigelow, man. Bigelow is, he's just not that same Bam Bam that he was, obviously, in the early to mid-90s. Age is caught up to him. I think his size, obviously, probably, being that heavy for so long, eventually it's going to catch up to you where you're not going to be that same explosive athlete that he was. And I think that definitely was the case here. In 1998, as far as 98, 99, and 2000 even, he's just not the same guy. But yeah, that's night 3 in the books. On to night 4 we go. Alrighty, night 4. That backstage instant. Thank God it's not Taue and Masato Tanaka, but it is Akira and Stan Hansen. It's Akira's buffer versus Court Kuzen not paying attention during a locker room meeting as the judge Stan Hansen found them guilty and sent to buy a crate of beer for the locker room. So yeah, Akira Raijin against Brad Armstrong. That'll probably be the opener there. We got Wild Pick, Steve Malenko, and Eddie Guerrero. It's the New World Order. I'm assuming it's Sasuke, 2 Cold Scorpion, and then maybe Yuji Nagata there. That's pretty interesting. Holy Demon Army versus Tenkoji. I love that. That's fun. New World Order and Holy Demon Army, and a New World Order Super Generation Army matchup as well. Wow, a lot of New World Order matches. As, we got Chono and Kaijimoto and Mike Awesome against Kenta Kobashi, Mitsuha Masawa, and Takeo Omori, as Mike Awesome's going to beat Takeo Omori. New World Order, Holy Demon Army. I'm assuming it's Vader, 2 Cold Scorpion, and Yuji Nagata against Masato Tanaka, Azufuchi, and Yoshinobu Gao. Hashimoto's going to beat Yuji Nagata. That's a big win, though, for the Holy Demon Army. And then, they just straight up, obviously Taue and Kawata against Tenkoji. Love this match, though. This is kind of, as far as you want to talk about all-time-wise, some of the best Japanese heavyweight tag teams of all time here, battling it out, as Kawata's going to get the win now in 20 minutes. Yeah, I think that's a solid spot for the main, I think. Kind of want this to be the main, though. I don't know. It's a big-time ask, for sure. But I think it's the right call. Yeah, I think it's the right call. El Samurai and Jushin Liger, though, against Tsuyoshi Kikuchi and Koji Kanemoto. Nice little win for the upcoming challengers. Figured they could beat a junior team, especially beating a team like El Samurai and Liger, former junior tag team champions, and first-time meeting, too. So that's fun. Then Wild Pegasus, Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero against the New World Order. Yeah, we definitely need to change that. We'll just hang on to that, because that's going to have to be changed for sure. The Can-Am Express versus Hanson and Spivey. As Dan Crawford's going to beat Dan Spivey. It's a nice little win for the Can-Am Express. We're building them up. Got a couple of big wins so far this tour. Nice little bounce back for them. And then, as far as Raijin versus Brad Armstrong, obviously Brad Armstrong going to get the win, and then Izuka versus Machizuki, which Izuka will be winning. Now for this clusterfuck that we have to fix. It's weird. I kind of want to have an 8-man to have Wild Pegasus, Dean Malenko, Eddie, and then Chavo. But then who they face is the better question here. Because I kind of think we should just go with... I don't go with, like, George Takano, Shinichi Nakano, Shunichi Takano. And then, as far as the final guy, let's look at the unimportant list here. Yeah, Kazuki Vegeta's still gone, so we can't use him. Let's go... Ito and Honda. We might go with Title Protection Squad, but now we don't have enough people for that. Unfortunately. Yeah, let's throw Teokiya out there. Love Teokiya beat Chavo. I think that's a good call, actually. I know usually we want to have... I love how Eddie also was pinning Chris on that. That was all fucked up. Oh, yeah, no. You know what? We'll just have Chavo beat him. This is... I hate this. Hate it. But I just know that team on the left's going to be better. And maybe this will help Chavo out in the long run. Jesus, and yeah, a lot of multi-man matches. Say night 4. There we go. Yeah, I mean, we'll probably put that after. Yeah, the Can-Am Express Hanson Spivey matchup. Yeah, we just ran Starlane, so we can't really run there. Yeah, I think we can finally run Chubu again. So yeah, we can either run the Nagata City Gymnasium, or we can split it in half again since we know it's going to be such a big tour. I think that's what we'll do, actually. We'll go on the Nagoya Congress Center the first night, and then as far as down the line, we'll run the other side of it as a 60 for Azuka and Machizuki. That's not bad, actually, as Azuka with the Blockbuster Hold in 944. 64 for Brad Armstrong against Akira Raijin. He's already almost in the 30s. That's a good start there for Raijin. A side Russian leg sweep, though, for Brad Armstrong. He's been killing it, obviously. Can-Am Express against Hanson Spivey. Much better team there for the Can-Am Express with a Cobra Clutch for Dan Crawford over Dan Spivey. 76. Boy, Chava with a 19. Yeah, Teoki with a 43. Should have gave Teoki that win. We got to get him some wins, for sure. He's ready to get out of the unimportant phase and got to get him in there as far as beating some talent along the way. Yeah, but that, Chava with a Frog Splash, though, over Teokia in 1933. His first win ever. It's crazy. 82s, 80s, and then the 19. Brutal. 84 for Liger and El Samurai against Kikuchi and Kanemoto. Wrong team wins, as far as off of ratings-wise, but obviously, Kanemoto and Kikuchi, we've built them up. Kanemoto with the Koji clutch over El Samurai there. It's not a bad match, though, obviously. I think, again, our junior division, we just can't really go wrong with it. 6-man tags in 81. The Holy Demon Army beat the New World Order. Hashimoto pinning Yuji Nagata with the jumping spike DDT. All the right team wins. Yuji Nagata with a 57. He was off his game. Struggling a little bit. Yuji Nagata here at a 95. For the co-main event, my God, as Mike Awesome with an awesome bomb over Takeo Mori. That's pretty electric. Pretty electric, not gonna lie there. Sick. 6. And 90 for the main event. Tawa and Kawada against Satoshi Kojima and Hiroshi Tenzan. As the Powerbomb no Naoto Tashi combination there, as Tenkoji losing to the Holy Demon Army. Probably should have had this be the co-main, now thinking about it, kind of thinking back. Especially with that 95 of the co-main, that definitely would have made a lot more sense. Plus, it would have made sense to follow Holy Demon Army New World Order matchup with another Holy Demon Army New World Order matchup. But, I mean, it's still a solid show, though. We'll gladly take that. Nice little 94 there. Yeah, I mean, I just can't really ask for anything more there, honestly. And on to Night 5. We're almost at the halfway point already of the tour. That's wild to think. Again, just felt like we just started. Alrighty, Night 5, as they have us at the Komozawa General Gymnasium here, is Brad Armstrong wants to put over Yuji Nagata. We definitely need to make that happen. That would be sick. So, yeah, I don't think this is a good enough show to run Nippon Budokan, or even the Komozawa General Gymnasium, honestly. Just kind of thinking about it. Just kind of thinking ahead. We'll run Osaka, though. I think we'll run the Wakayama Fractional Gym, probably. No, let's go halfway there. Let's go hit the 8,000. So, as far as the main event, so we got Vader and Tuco Scorpio against Hashimoto and Fuchi. We also have British Combat Club against Stan Hansen and Johnny Ace. Not a lot of big-time matches here. Again, we kind of went a little bit on the lower side because of that. I think we're going to change the venue again. Do somewhere that's a little bit more. Yeah, we'll just run the Dashi General Gymnasium. But we'll have this be the main event for now. Vader and Too Cold Scorpio against the Low Human Army. As Vader's going to beat Fuchi. That's a big win for Vader. Then British Combat Club, Stan Hansen, Johnny Ace. As it's Johnny Smith and Steven Regal there. As Hansen's going to beat Johnny Smith in 20 minutes. Tough break for Johnny Smith this tour. Then the Headhunters with Eddie Guerrero against the New World Order of Mike Awesome, Bam Bam, and the Grace Oscar. So taking basically what is going to be 2 matches in the Excite Series final show into one. Headhunter B, though, is going to beat Bam Bam Bigelow. I don't like that at all. We need to have the team that is, established team get the win here. So we will have Mike Awesome beat one of the Headhunters. good shit. Tenkoji against Wild Pegasus and Dayton Malenko, though. That's a hell of a match. Wild Pegasus getting the win. Tough break for Tenkoji, losing again in a tag team matchup. This big-ass 8-man here. And so, yeah, we have TEW beating George Takano. So, I don't know how I feel about this, because, yeah, now, obviously, we're putting him on the other side of things, but I think that's a good enough match for us here, as TEW is going to beat George Takano. So we'll change this again, as we'll have it be Okawa. Trying to think, maybe we'll have Brad Renegans lose to somebody, because then Brad's kind of slowing down a little bit. Trying to think, Osamu Nishimura could use maybe a win. Actually, let's go with Deki Ozaka. Let's go Ozaka against Brad Renegans. Perfect. Pump that up to 10 again. And Hideki Ozaka getting the win. Perfect. As Damian Vampiro against Shudo, which is Satoru Sayama, and Kiyoshi Tamura. That's another match we'll probably have to change. This Vampiro beating Satoru Sayama. Because, yeah, now we don't need Kiyoshi Tamura against Mabud Yone. We're all over the place. All over the place with this one. Yeah, we'll just have it be Masato Tanaka. He could use a win. We've done this before. First time meeting, alright. It works for me. I gotta add it again. And Renegans versus Hideki Ozaka. Hideki Ozaka getting the win. There, so we're gonna go on that. This 8-man, I'm very, very nervous about. I think we're gonna bump it down, actually. I think we're gonna switch it. Yeah, I think that's a better call. Oh, well, it's kind of looking better than I expected. Now I'm kind of looking at the card as a whole, but the main event's probably not going to deliver as much as some of the past ones we've ran. Well, opener does start off well. As Hideki Ozaka beating Brad Renegans with the building bomb. Then Masato Tanaka beating Mabud Yone with the Tornado DDT in 10:30. 57 again. It's actually a lot better than I expected, this 8-man. Everybody like in the mid-50s besides Teo Kia and Yoshihiro Takayama. And Manabu Nakanishi. But yeah, Teo Kia pinning George Takano with the TKO. What a win for Teo Kia. Much needed win. Vampiro and Damien against Kiyoshi Tamura and Satoru Sayama. The better team wins here is Vampiro with the nail in the coffin in 10 minutes. 83 for Tenzano Kojima against Dean Malenko Wild Pegasus. Wild Bomb from Wild Pegasus of Kojima. Tough break there for Tenkoji. Losing again on the tour in a 79 for the Eddie Guerrero Headhunters matchup against New World Order, as the New World Order get the win. Mike Osmond an awesome bomb over the Headhunter A. Everybody did really well, but Bam Bam again. Fucking Bam Bam Bigelow. 77 for Johnny Ace and Stan Hansen against Johnny Smith and Steven Regal. Better team wins. Regal's injury still taking a big toll on him there, as Hansen with the lariat over Johnny Smith in 20 minutes. Decent little matchup. And 82 for our main event. I'm surprised it was that good, but again, looking at Hashimoto and Fuchi, they did well, and Vader and Two Cold Scorpio even did well, as Fuchi taking the Vader bomb in 20 minutes. Nice little matchup there. An 81 for the show, 82s and 83s on the card. Actually, a lot better than expected. We'll take that. That is for sure. As on to night 6, we go. Alrighty, night 6. And so let's see what will be the main event here already. I think it's going to be the Super Generation Army Holy Demon Army matchup if I had to guess. If I had to take a shot in the dark. Yep, that definitely is it. Wow, as a time limit draw though. It's been a while since I've had a time limit draw on a tour show, I feel like. But yeah, they're going to go 30. I think this is kind of the best way to protect everybody involved. I don't know why it's not Fuchi in there. That probably should be Fuchi. I'm just going to go ahead and change that now, because that would obviously make the most sense, and it'd make the match better too. Hell yeah. But yeah, as far as the co-main event, boy, does it go downhill after that. Yeah, I guess it's gonna be the Headhunter against Mike Awesome and Bam Bam, if the Headhunters are gonna get their win back. The Headhunter is gonna beat Bam Bam. Honestly, this is going to be the co-main now. Fuck it. Because this is going to be a much better matchup. Ultimo Dragon's going to beat Vampiro. Super Astro and Ultimo Dragon beating Damien and Vampiro. So yeah, this is also a rematch from Night 2, that tag match, as well. I'm glad I preferenced that, because I didn't really talk about that when I added the match. But yeah, I'm assuming everyone remembered, since it wasn't that long ago. Hayabusa Jinsei Shinzaki against the Tactical Technician Squad, as Hayabusa is going to beat Otani in 10 minutes. Can-Am India Express against Miracle Alliance Alliance. Taz are going to beat the Great Gama. Nice win for Taz. And, yeah, now we have the undercard. George Takano, Manabu Nakanishi. Nakanishi's going to beat him. As always, it seems like. Terry Gordy versus Akira Raijin. Of course, Gordy's going to get the win. I cannot believe he can't have a work a 10-minute match anymore. Then Takara Mori, beating Togi Makabe. And that's a fun match, though, if Makabe's, with the shits, but he is just pretty terrible as of late. Yeah, not the greatest card. As far as from top to bottom wise, this is definitely a tour show. I don't really mind that at all. And with that being said, we'll have that be a 2,000-seater, because this is a bit of a show, but we'll run it. See what we get. A 49 for the opener. Takeo Mori beating Togi Makabe with the Lariat in 10 minutes. Yeah, just brutal. Makabe still is pretty brutal. It's Terry Gordy beating Akira Raijin with a backdrop driver. 9:54. I just cannot believe Terry Gordy's getting tired in the 10-minute match. 51 for Manabu Nakanishi against George Takano. Nakanishi is outperforming him now. So at least there's that. It is a poor match, though. But we got to get these guys better. So we just have to struggle with the undercard, and hopefully we get it back, which we do with this matchup with a 77, as the Can-Am India Express losing the Miracle Alliance, as Taz was beating the Great Gama with the Kata Hajime. Taz is almost in the 60s, but yeah, Albright's not the same guy he was. Yeah, pre-concussion, it looks like, as I think he's still struggling with a lot, yeah, stamina-wise, and there's a cold crowd, too, but 73, though, for Jinsei Shinzaki and Hayabusa against Tamon Honda and Shinjiro Otani. It's actually a pretty solid matchup. They're doing really well, besides Hayabusa obviously being the best guy in the match, but that's not bad. Not bad at all. Hayabusa with the Falcon Arrow of Otani. Headhunters beating Bam Bam at Mike Awesome. Diving leg drop from Headhunter A over Bam Bam Bigelow. It's a nice win for them, being the New World Order team. At 81 for Ultimo Dragon Super Astro against Vampiro and Damien. Glad this was the co-main. Surprised it didn't get the crowd hotter. And then an 81 for the 8-man. As the time of the draw goes 30 here. I think this was the right call to protect everybody. Ogawa was the worst guy in the... Well, actually, Kikuchi was the worst guy in the match. That's wild. Usually it's Ogawa, but no, it is Kikuchi there. Kanemoto with a 76. And Kobashi was off his game. That hurt the match a little bit. But overall, I'd say that, the right decision to make that a time limit draw. Protecting everybody involved. Bit of a brutal show in our standards of tour shows. We try to get in like the 81, 82 plus category, but we saved it a little bit with that main and co-main, but just not enough there. Could never get the crowd back into it. So yeah, on to the next night we go. We just have nights 7, 8, 9, and 10 left, and then we'll be on to the final show. Alrighty, night 7. As this is backstage instance, Ted Tanabe, as he lifted the locker room a silly game he created, quickly became very popular backstage. And then Albright, spot for Russell's court, accused the fan to pick up his share of the tab at the bar as the judge, the Funker, Gary Funk, found him guilty and sent him buy drinks from after the show. Small positive impact for Gary Albright there. So yeah, we're going to have 2 singles matches. It's kind of like towards the main event. Hase, Di Malenko, Kensuke Sasaki, while Pegasus also going to have a New World Order Super Generation Army 6-man as well, which I believe we basically did this, but instead of Bigelow, it was Mike Awesome. So a bit of a rematch here. This time Takeo Mori is going to get the win over Bam Bam. But we'll have Hase Dean Malenko main event. Dean's going to beat him in 24 minutes, which what a win. And what a match that would be, though. Hiroshi Hase and Dean Malenko. And then the match before the co-main, Kensuke Sasaki, Wild Pegasus, which Kensuke is going to get his win back over Wild Pegasus. Then we'll have the Titanic Powers against Ultimo Dragon Super Astro. Big Titan's going to beat Super Astro. This is a nice win. A nice little win back for him as well, because we did this night 2 as well. So a little rematch here, a little 50-50 booking, and plus Big Titan getting a win, I think, is going to be nice to see. Hayabusa, Jinsei, Shinzaki against the Blonde Bombers. Jericho's going to beat Jinsei Shinzaki in 18 minutes. This is a first time meeting as well. Again, another great junior tag team matchup, and just an all around banger. And then Golden King versus Otani. This will be a steal of the show matchup, which Otani's going to be Golden King. What a win for Otani. And then Two Cold Scorpio versus Machizuki, which obviously Two Cold Scorpio is going to win. And then Masato Tanaka over Tomohiro Ishii, which again, Masato Tanaka's going to go. Well, what a match this is, though, with Tanaka and Ishii, because in real life, of course, they had that couple of bangers in their day, but hopefully they can get something on, maybe a positive chemistry or just something. Fucking something for those guys. Yeah, let's see. I think we're gonna run the Hiroshima Sun Plaza for this one. Here for night 7. Let's see what we get. Yeah, 50 for the opener. Boy, oh boy. But Masato Tanaka was a 60 at least. Just, again, Ishii was a 25. Brutal. Tornado DDT for Masato Tanaka in 10-24. 67 for Two Cold Scorpio and Machizuki. So they have great chemistry, though. Scorpio Splash from Two Cold Scorpio over Machizuki in 10-10. 61 for Golden King and Otani. 1 point difference between the two. Love it. Nice little undercard matchup there. 77 for Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki against Jericho and Candido. Very, very close. Hayabusa, with his performance, probably helped them as far as being the better team, but Jericho and Candido outperforming Shinzaki as Jericho with the Lion Tamer in 18-10. 78 for Big Titan in Scott Norton against Super Astro and Ultimo Dragon. What a matchup here as Big Titan with the Exploder over Super Astro. Major win there. And a 77 for Kensuke and Wild Pegasus. They don't click. Kensuke was the better performer, though, just by 1 point. A decent little matchup, though. We'll take it. And then an 84 for the 6-man as Takeo Mori beating Bam Bam Bigelow. Nice little win, though, for the Super Generation Army team over the New World Order. That's a hell of a finish, too, hitting a back-to-belly pile driver on Bam Bam Bigelow. That is nuts. Then Dean Malenko, though, with a Texas Cloverleaf win over Hiroshi Hase. Hase was off his game. This could have been a even better matchup than an 81, but because he was off his game, hurts it a little bit. I thought this show would have been a lot better, honestly. I guess if we would have had that be the main event, this would have been like an 81, maybe, 82, but other than that, a pretty solid show. We'll gladly take that. We've been pretty lucky, fucking knock on wood, for this tour as far as nobody's been injured or anything, so that's been great to see. As long as that, as we keep on steadily going through this tour with no injuries, I'd say this is going to be a very successful tour. But we just are coming up on the tail end of it now. We just got to wrap it up, make sure nobody gets hurt, and should be a successful show. On to night 8 we go. Alrighty, night 8. As we will be running, I want to say we've kind of ran everywhere up to this point. I think maybe besides Kanto, yeah. Yeah, well, I guess we'll knock this out of the way. We'll run the Komozawa Gymnasium for this show. Backstage insight, completely forgot. So it is a Taue, Pacific on Psychology to Masato Tanaka. Okay. But yeah, so we have a New World Order Masawa. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely the main event for Kanto for sure. The dream little 6-man. As Kaiji Muto is going to beat Shinya Hashimoto. So that's a fun little wrinkle in that. I'm excited to see how that plays out, though. That should be a banger. Now we have... So we got New World Order versus Los Pavanos. Boy, this card is pretty brutal. Boy, oh boy. New World Order, Los Pavanos, I guess, can go here as the 6-man co-main event. Yuji Nagata is going to beat Damien. So then the British Blue Bloods against the Blonde Crushers. Steven Regal's going to beat Johnny Ace in 20 minutes. Johnny Ace was unhappy about it, but then he noticed the intimidating sight of Steven Regal cracking his knuckles and glaring. Why would he complain about losing Steven Regal? I don't understand it. The Fantastic Sense, El Samurai and Liger, as Samurai's going to get the win. Nice little win back for El Samurai and Jushin Liger. Now all these singles matches. So, Jericho and Hanaga is probably the best one on this out of the 4. Jericho's going to win that, obviously. Tomoe Honda is going to be a Iwagi. We don't need that to be a Steal of the Show matchup, so it'll just be a regular old matchup. Nice little win, though, for Tomoe Honda, hopefully. Then the Young Lion matches, Nuki Sano, Muhammad Yone. Obviously, Nuki Sano winning that one. And then Kiyoshi Tamura going to be beating Akira Raijin. So Tamura will be winning that as well. Boy, I think there's like maybe 2 competitive matches, if not 3. The Jericho Hanaga one's pretty competitive. We're just giving that only 10 minutes. But yeah, boy, a lot of singles matches on the undercard. We'll see. They're getting a hell of a main event, but the rest of the card, I'm not sure. Well, they have great chemistry here, as Kyoshimori beating Akira Raijin 10-11. Sometimes you need this, though, for a tour show, especially for such a long tour. Sometimes you need to just bite the bullet and just understand that you got to put your young lions out there to get killed. And Nuki Sano beating Muhammad Yone, that was an 80, or a 71, rather. It's an 80 for Nuki Sano, though. That was very impressive. 61 for Tomoe Honda and Masashi Iwagi. Tomoe Honda getting a win with a German suplex. Nice to see him outperforming somebody as well. 66 for Jericho and Hanaga. Thought that'd be a little bit better, but we'll take it. Take the 66 Lion Tamer, the win. 10 minutes, Liger and Samurai beating the Fantastics. The 74 years El Samurai pinning Jackie Fulton with the Samurai Bomb. Nice win for El Samurai and Liger. 80 for Steven Regal and Dave Taylor against Chris Candido and John Ace. Again, Regal's injury still playing a big factor in these ratings, but a hell of a match, though, for Regal and Dave Taylor. It's an upset win as Regal stretch onto Johnny Ace. I can see now why Johnny Ace was complaining about losing to him, but it's not his fault that Regal's hurt. Decent match, though. It was an 80 and 80 again for this one, as Eugene got up hitting Damien with the back to belly, or belly to back, rather, suplex. Yeah, Bam Bam and Damien were about the same. The Headhunters were the better team. They probably should have got the win, in all honesty. Los Bravano probably should have beat them for keeping it a buck. And 94, though, for the main event. We get saved with a great main event. Sky Shimoda pinning Shinya Hashimoto the Moonsault. Major win there. Little revenge for Kaiji Muto to losing to Hashimoto in the previous tour. Love to see it. Love to see it. Nice little 91 there, thanks to that main event. It's on to the next night. We go. Alrighty, night 9 as they get us back in the Komozawa General Gymnasium. That will probably be changed, as I think we've ran everywhere. Yeah, it looks like they got us back in the Star Lanes if we want to. I didn't hate that. Let's go around the loop again. That is fine by me. Solid. Alright, so the main event, so we got a Kaiji Muto Hiroshi Tenzan versus Mitsuru Masawa Takeo Mori matchup, and also Chono and Mike Awesome against Kobashi and Jun Akiyama. Again, taking what could be an 8-man into 2 tag matches just makes things a lot easier for the tour. This is probably the better one, to be honest. I really do love this match. Jun Akiyama's going to beat Mike Awesome, which will probably mean, of course, Kaiji Muto and Hiroshi Tenzan will be beating Takeo Mori and Mitsuru Masawa. So then we got, this is a pretty good 6-man, though. Terry Funk, Brad Armstrong, and Big Titan against the Miracle Violence Alliance. Albright. Hold on. Yeah, Albright's not beating Taz, first of all. It's supposed to be Big Titan beating Taz, but that's alright. We'll get it squared away. Actually, let's have him beat Gary Albright. Fuck it. Because Big Titan's going to outperform him. I know it. He's unhappy. Sorry, Albright. Just the kind of way she goes. Also have Stan Hansen and Norman Smiley in a singles matchup. That's wild. Norman's going to beat him in 20 minutes. We should probably bump that a little higher, I guess. Probably be a good call. Could probably even have a main event, but I just don't think that's a good call. As Eddie Guerrero. Headhunter A, Eddie Guerrero, and not Chris Candido. Chavo Guerrero Jr. against Bam Bam, the Great Sasuke, and Two Cold Scorpios. Two Cold Scorpios going to be beating Chavo here. Yeah, listen, we gave Chavo his one win, and now it's back to reality. For him, Nuki Sano versus Jackie Fulton. Nuki Sano going to get the win in 10 minutes. Fantastics against Shudo. So again, another kind of Shudo Fantastics matchup. But this is going to be the Steal the Show matchup, though. Tommy Rogers is going to beat Kazuya Yamasaki. So nice win for the Fantastics in a row. Went up the show with El Samurai versus Akira Raijin, which Raijin's done very well for himself. I'm very pleased with how he has done. And yeah, we're good to go on this as well. I mean, I think this is going to be a really good show, actually. It's kind of weird that it's like 2 tags, singles match, 6-man, singles matches. Just kind of funny how the layout is. 68, though, for Samurai versus Akira Raijin. So Samurai winning with the Samurai Bomb at 9:54. 71 for Bobby Fulton and Tommy Rogers against Satoru Sayama and Kazuya Yamasaki. Tommy Rogers pinning Yamasaki with a Tommy Knocker in 10:10. And 80 for Nuki-san against Jackie Fulton. It's Nuki-san with the Scoop Brainbuster. And that's a nice little matchup, though. Nice match indeed. A 77 for the Headhunter, Los Guerreros, Rose New Order matchup. I know it's kind of weird that as far as them teaming up, but we're taking, those two matches into one here. But yeah, for Scorpio Splash from Tuco Scorpio over Chavo. Chavo's almost in the 30s. So he's getting better. He's already getting better just throughout this tour, so that's nice to see. But yeah, Sasuke, best guy in the match. Shout out great Sasuke. Killing it. 80 for the 6-man, a Big Titan, Brad Armstrong, Terry Funk against Taz, Albright, and Doc. Big Titan pinning Gary Albright the Exploder, though, in 2010. And 82 for Stan Hansen, Norman Smiley as Norman with Norman Conquest in 20 minutes. Great win. There for Norman, a great little matchup in 82 here. For Kaiji Muto and Roshi Tenzan against Takeo Mori and Mitsuhara Masawa. Better team gets the win here. Tenzan with the Anaconda Vice over Takeo Mori. Love it. But in the main event in 84, Chono and Mike Awesome against Jun Akiyama and Kenta Kobashi as Jun Akiyama pinning Mike Awesome with the wrist clutch. Deathfire Driver, actually. Yeah, I just realized. We had it ass backwards. Because I said, Masaru Chono, Mike Awesome winning. But no, they lost. But they did have a pretty good rating performance. But the better team does win here with Jun Akiyama and Kenta Kobashi. I'm glad we had this main event. Actually, a really good show. Yeah, I mean, really throughout it, there was, we were in the dark green. Even the opener almost made it, as far as if it was just a little bit better, would have been a 70 there. But that's actually a pretty good show top to bottom. I'm surprised with that. That was a good little show. Sakuraba, yeah. But final tour show coming up now. Boys, Sakuraba's skills are brutal in this, though. Lack of psychology. Really no power. No mic skills at all, which is embarrassing. No sex appeal either. Jesus. No menace either. He's Sakuraba. For Christ's sakes. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Technical skills only at 57. Yeah, what a joke. What a joke. But yeah, on to the final show. Final tour show, rather. As on to night 10 we go. Alrighty, night 10, the final tour show here. Sase passing. Oh, well, you're taking Otani under his wing. Yeah, that is sick. We needed that as Taue passing on tips on psychology to Masato Tanaka. Damn, yeah, Otani, and yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Of course, the former Fighting World of Choshu's kind of in disarray now that Choshu's gone, and yeah, there's a lot of things going to be moving around here. But as far as the main events, so we got an 8-man, which is the All-Asian, the Junior Tag Team title matchup into one match. Also have the New World Order, Holy Demon Army, 8-man as well. We'll probably have that be the main. As Mike Awesome's going to beat Masato Tanaka. It's a fun little match. 20-minute matchup, though. And yeah, we'll have this be the co-main. Sase's going to beat Wild Pegasus. That's a nice win for the All-Asia Tag Team Champions. We'll also have... Let's see what this Los Pravano New World Order matchup is. Tenkoji with Tuco Scorpio and Great Sasuke against the Headhunter, Psychosis and Damien. Yeah, this will be a little bit low on the card, but Sasuke's going to beat Psychosis. Yeah, we'll probably have this be right for after this as Jun Akiyama Takeo Mori against the Miracle Violence Connection. As Takeo Mori is going to beating Terry Gordy there. Yeah, Gordy again, going to be struggling. Struggling with that one. Norman Smiley and Doug Williams against Stan Hansen and Chris Candido. Going to be set for Steel's show as Doug Williams is going to lose to Chris Candido, obviously, as Doug's going to be the worst guy in the match. Spivey and Jericho against the British Blue Bloods. Regal's going to beat Spivey there. So nice little 50-50 booking. And then Liger and Machizuki. What an opportunity for Machizuki here. And then Takayama against Togi Makabe. I don't know how I feel about that, because this match is going to be pretty bad. Takayama, of course, is still considered unimportant. Yeah, I think we're going to change this. Let's have Brabant against lose to Teo Kia. I think that's the right call. So Teo Kia going to be getting the win. What a way to open up the show. Although it did not go through. There we go. That should do it now. Brabant against Furious. H-Jet. But yeah, night 10. Trying to think now where we can run. Think, yeah, because we just ran the Star Lanes. I think it's back to the Sendai Sun Plaza. Or we might be able to run like the Walker and Perfectional Gym again. So I know that will sell out. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I think that's the plan. Alright. Brad Renegans beating Teo Kia, or rather Teo Kia, rather beating Brad Renegans, but Brad Renegans outperformed him. Yeah, I mean, it's close, at least, but, yeah, got a ways to go as Teo Kia. Got a ways to go as Liger with an 88. He gets the one with the shooting star press over Machizuki with the shooting star press. Yeah, what a win. What a match. Great performance there from Liger, obviously, carrying Machizuki to probably one of his best matches they'll have. It's Regal and Dave Taylor beating Dan Spivey and Chris Jericho as Regal with the Regal Plex over Dan Spivey. It's pretty close. I mean, the wrong team won because of the injury, and also, Jericho was off his game, but again, if Regal's on his A game, it's probably not even close. 7-9 for Norman Smiley and Doug Williams against Candido and Stan Hansen. It's Candido with a blonde bombshell over Doug Williams in 10-20. 77 for the 8-man of Los Bravano against New World Order as Sasuke with the Enziguri over Psychosis. It's a great win for the great Sasuke. Best guy in the match. Then the Headhunters, then Tenzan. Tenzan in the 70s, though. Let's get it. 81 for Jun Akiyama, Takeo Mori against Terry Gordy and Dr. Death Steve Williams. Wrong team wins. Miracle Von's connection still the better team, even throughout all these years in 1998, as the back to Billy Pile driver, though, from Takeo Mori over Terry Gordy, which he was off his game, though, was Jun Akiyama, so it might have been a little bit better, a little bit closer towards the Jun Akiyama Takeo Mori team, but still wasn't going to be on that same level. And 81 here for the 8-man. It's the champions beating the challengers in this 8-man. Hiroshi Ase with the Northern Light Suplex over Wild Pegasus. What a match here. Dean Malenko and Wild Pegasus and Fuchi all in the 80s. Kensuke Sasaki and Hiroshi Ase with the 70s. And Koji Kanemoto with a 77 as well. Is Ogawa the worst guy in the matches? He was off his game as well. 75 in the main event. What the fuck happened here? As, Mike Awesome pinning Masato Tanaka with the Awesome Bomb. Is it because you just got him Bam Bam Bigelow wearing it? Also Vader with a 70. I guess it was only Hashimoto and Kawada that made that match better. But boy, what a brutal main event to have. Vader was off his game as well. Really off his game. A bit of an unfortunate kind of stumble into the final tour show, but at least nobody gets hurt again. We are very, very fortunate with that. As on to the final show, the Excite Series. It is upon us, champion versus champion main event. Will we have a double champion in Big Van Vader? Or will Shinya Hashimoto beat the big man and continue his reign as the Unified Grand Heavyweight Champion? We'll find out rather shortly here. Alrighty, the Excite Series is here, as we'll be running. That's so funny, just seeing CBS. I mean, we just have to have a minimum quality of 89, which is pretty big. That's a big jump from where we're at with Nippon TV and Telemundo as well. But I think we can do it, yeah. We still have to have the Telemundo deal, because it would cost about $9 million if we canceled it, and might as well just at least have them there. It's just crazy. CBS is, we're going to be broadcasted, obviously, in America and Canada, so that's going to be awesome for us. We'll see how we do, though, as far as the main event. Big Van Vader, Shinya Hashimoto, and Hashimoto will retain. 23-minute matchup here, as, what a win for Hashimoto. Should be a good match, though. Should be a banger, because I want to say their first encounter, boy, they had a lot of matches in New Japan. I want to say, it was in October, the October Giant Series, and then he beat him during the Champion Carnival in 1995. It's crazy to think that's probably the only time he beat him was the following month in May for the heavyweight title matchup. So he's always in the title matches. He always beats Vader. Vader always beats him in the non-title matches. So that's just kind of funny how that works out. But hopefully it's a banger. Fingers crossed. Co-main event, though, Masahiro Chono, Keiji Muto against Misawa and Kobashi. And there will be some shenanigans afoot, as we're going to see an attacking Hiroshi Hase, Kensuke Sasaki attacking Kenta Kobashi, leading to Keiji Muto winning, beating Kobashi, and we're going to see new members of the New World Order. So what's happening is Hase and Kensuke Sasaki. We'll just go ahead and add the Wild Pegasus Dean Malenko matchup. So they're going to lose here to Hiroshi Hase and Dean Malenko and Wild Pegasus, as Dean's going to beat Hase again. And with that loss and kind of being them in limbo, I just felt like it made sense for them to join the NWO, which right now the NWO is getting massive, massive. I love the idea of Kensuke and Hase being in there. Gives them even more range and more depth, but also because like Bam Bam has been a bit of a miss. Mike Awesome's been great. Tenkoji Nagata has been great, but adding Hiroshi Hase and Kensuke Sasaki makes that even bigger and better. Going to be awesome to see that unfold as now we'll add the Eddie Guerrero Great Sasuke Junior Heavyweight title matchup, which the Great Sasuke will retain. As far as, I don't know why we had Sasuke. Yeah, we were going to have Eddie get attacked by Tuco Scorpio, but I think we'll just have Sasuke beat him straight up, because I don't want to have too many overbooked stuff on this card. So a tough break for the Eddie Wild Pegasus Dean Malenko team. At least Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko get the win, but Eddie does not, in fact, complete the trifecta. As now we got the non-title matches left, besides the Junior Heavyweight title matchup. But yeah, Holy Demon Army, New World Order, 6-man tag. It will be, as far as Kawada, Taue, and Masato Tanaka against Mike Awesome, Bam Bam Bigelow, and Tuco Scorpio. Taue is going to be Bam Bam in 20 minutes. Now Kobashi and Kikuchi, or Kikuchi and Kanemoto, rather, against the Holy Demon Army, which they will retain. Fuchi's going to beat Kikuchi. I believe the last 2-on-2 matchup, it was when Kikuchi and Tiger Mask 2, or Tiger Mask 3, rather, for Kikuchi Kanemoto, beating Masato Fuchi and Ogawa during the Road to Battleground show for Night 1. The last time they faced off against each other. Been a while. Been a hot minute for a straight-up 2v2 matchup. But they get that win back. And giving them 26 minutes, too. Giving them a lot of time to work with. British Combat Club Blonde Squad, it is a 10-man tag, and Candido's going to beat Dave Taylor in 20 minutes. A great win for the Blonde Squad. Then the opener, Los Pravana vs. New World Order. Tenkoji with Yuji Nagata beating the Headhunters and Vampiro. This should be a hell of a match. This is going to be a great way to start off the show. Headhunter B is pretty upset, but I think Tenzon's going to be almost at that same level as the Headhunters. We'll go ahead and add, just so I remember, we'll go ahead. I mean, that's crazy. They're going to have so many. They're going to have 12 people already. I get it, Bischoff. I mean, listen, it's just such a, that group is just money right now, it seems like. They have their junior guys, you have your heavyweight guys, you have your future guys, you have your current guys, you got your big guy Jins. You got everything. Everything. Sure, it would have been easier to make them be a part of the tactical technician squad. Probably so. Probably so. Especially now with, Hase being, a mentor for Otani. But I think overall, I think it's going to be a hell of a show. We'll see how it runs. Hopefully we get a banger. Yeah, the opener, 80. As Tenzon with a Tombstone. Tenzon Tombstone Driver over Headhunter B. So at least he beats the worst the Headhunters. But yeah, an upset. Vampire with an 87. Headhunter A with an 82. Got the crowd off. Or got the show off to a strong start, rather, and got the crowd buzzing. I completely forgot to pick the Tokyo Dome, so it's going to be in front of a 82,000 venue that's a parking lot. But Candido pinning Dave Taylor with the Blonde Bombshell as Candido getting the win in 2023. Great win for Chris Candido beating Dave Taylor there. 74. I was hoping that'd be a little bit better, but again, Regal's injury kind of brings it down a lot. And yeah, I mean, Norman was the best guy in the match, though, so at least there is that. It's crazy Candido almost outperformed Stan Hansen. He's just been killing it as of late. 93 for the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team title matchup as Kikuchi and Kanemoto. They were the more probably cohesive team, being so close to each other, but Fuchi with a 92 and Ogawa with a 75 is what a win in their first defense of the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles as Fuchi pinning Kikuchi with the backdrop driver in 25 minutes. A 94 for the 6-man of the Holy Demon Army versus the New World Order. Taue pinning Bam Bam with a dynamic bomb. Quad with a 97, Taue with an 88, and then Masato Tanaka with a 73. He almost outperformed Mike Awesome and Tuco Scorpio. So that's a great performance from the Holy Demon Army there. Good matchup, obviously. And a 99 for the All-Asia Tag Team title matchup as the new champions, Wild Pegasus, Dean Malenko, 96-98. Jesus Christ. What a team. and they start their reign for the first time as All Asia Tag Team Champions. I think that's a good call. It's a good call for them. 87 for the junior heavyweight title matchup as Sasuke, with his first defense, he gets the win with the Thunder Fire Powerbomb over Eddie Guerrero. It sucks that they have a lack of psychology because this could have been even better, but just kind of falls apart with the psychology. 99 though for the tag team title matchup. Shono and Muto are the new unified World Tag Team Champions. So 2 title changes for the tag team titles. So, Kaiji Muto with the Muto lock after the attack and interference. Very, very close though. Masao and Kobashi with 199. Shono with a 97, 100 for Kaiji Muto. I can't believe it wasn't 100. Just can't believe it. What a match. What a run, for Shono Muto to be the champions again. And Masao and Kobashi, they had a great run. I think it's champs, and I think it's time. To go away from that. A 91 now for the unified grand heavyweight title matchup. Vertical drop brainbuster. Cannot believe he hits a brainbuster on Vader. That is incredible. Lack of psychology here. Somehow Shun Hashimoto is the one tired out of the 2, and somehow Vader can pull off a 22-minute matchup. That's pretty incredible, actually. But yeah, that's a hell of a main event. He retains 299s. The tag team division is just cooking with gas right now. Crazy that the junior heavyweight and the grand heavyweight title matches were not the best really matches on the main card, besides obviously the opener and the match after the opener, because basically your top 6 matches all outperformed the main single title matches. That's pretty crazy. That shows you how deep the roster is right now. And New World Order, Holy Demon Army, Super Generation Army, and now I would say even Dean, Eddie, and Chris, just those 4 stables are just killing it right now. Once the Blonde Squad gets rolling with, as far as if Jericho gets rolling with Candido and Hanson still's going well. British Combat Club, they'll get rocking and rolling once Regal's back to 100%. And it's going to be special, man. Los Pavanos doing really well as well. It's looking good. It's looking up for sure. For UJPW, I'm just glad we barely got that 91. It's crazy to think that we barely got that because we have 2 99s on this card. But, we have to give love to Kobashi. Got to give love to Kaiji Muto. And we got to give love to probably, if I had to guess, either Dean or Chris. I think we're going to go with Dean. Just a hell of a performance from our tag team title matchups. And what a show. And now, on to the Champion Carnival. My God, the biggest tournament for us. Biggest, as far as for the singles matchups. Of course, the winner takes on Hashimoto. Unless it's Hashimoto, then he gets to pick his winner. I think we will have the champion in it, because it's always better to have just the champion involved instead of him not being involved in it. I just feel like it would benefit everybody involved. I don't think we're going to go with multiple blocks. I think we're just going to go with 2 blocks of 10 instead of going with like 4 blocks. But yeah, last year, I felt like as far as we'll just take a trip down memory lane real quick, the 2 blocks, with 97, with Hase and Kaiji Muto, obviously Kaiji Muto winning, and then Dr. Just Steve Williams winning his block. Think we have a lot of great scenarios here. Does Kaiji Muto go back to back as now, looking to be a double champion and get some revenge over Hashimoto? So many different variables with this one. I'm super excited to see how it plays out. Should be a banger. Should be an absolute banger. As I will catch you guys next time for the Champion Carnival. Take care, everyone.